Lumberjack Logic Live. I'm your host, Neil Johnson, with some not so exciting news for you. Folks, I don't know what's going on with our judiciary in this country. It's, I just don't know. It's absolutely appalling. We have another one. So, folks, the other day, it was last week. Now this guy's been arrested by DOJ, but a judge in New Mexico had been harboring an illegal on his property, right? Possible Tren de Aragua gang member, all of that. And I'd reported on that, and now apparently he's been arrested. But that's not what this story is about. So this is within the same week, folks. This is out of Wisconsin, another judge. So do me a favor, smash that like if you would, chat in with where you're from, and we'll get things rolling here. But also, please go check out my sponsor, MyPillow, mypillow.com/lumberjack for big savings and the best sleep products available, folks. Tell you what, you still got those $25 sheets and those $9.98 pillows. There's just, not all the models are left, but there's still some of those. So anyways, go check it out at mypillow.com. But Milwaukee Judge Hannah Dugan is accused of helping an illegal immigrant evade ICE. This is nuts, folks. You're not even gonna, I'm telling you, I know you guys kind of believe just about anything with this corrupt government right now, but this one shocked even I, your humble host, Neil Johnson. Okay. Good to see North Carolina on the stream. Florida's in the house. My daughters just got back from Florida. They were down there visiting. Green Bay, Wisconsin. You're going to find an interest in this one, Mr. Decker. Okay. So Milwaukee County Circuit Court Judge Hannah Dugan is under FBI investigation for allegedly helping an illegal immigrant defendant evade ICE agents who came to arrest him in her courtroom during a hearing Friday morning, according to WISN 1130 AM talk show host Dan O'Donnell. So, a judge in the courthouse helping an illegal immigrant evade ICE agents. I just want to make sure you're all up on this. Now, this is, again, we have seen so far from the courts harboring illegals, saying that Trump can't stop illegals from voting. What else have we seen, folks? What are all the crazy rulings? You guys in the chat, why don't you chime in with this? Saying that he can't stop fraudulent payments, all from these district court judges. The Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel confirmed via sources that the FBI is looking into whether veteran Milwaukee County Circuit Judge Hannah Dugan tried to help an undocumented immigrant avoid arrest when the person was scheduled to appear in her courtroom last week. So ICE knows that he's scheduled to appear in the courtroom. ICE goes there to arrest the guy because he's an illegal immigrant and he needs to be sent back home. Dugan, who defeated a Governor Scott Walker appointee to take the bench, told the Journal-Sentinel nearly every fact regarding the tips in your email is inaccurate. Oh, is it now? Listen to this. Wisconsin Right Now also reached out to Dugan through her courtroom. The man who answered the phone at Dugan's courtroom laughed audibly when asked for a comment on whether the account is accurate, but said he would pass on a request for comment to Dugan, who never returned the message. Folks, this reminds me of back during the Obamacare debacle. I called Senator Amy Klobuchar's office to voice my concerns over the individual mandate. I was respectful. I was all those things. Guess what? I got laughed off the phone. Literally, they just laughed me off the phone and hung up on me. The defendant's attorney was made aware of the arrest and told Dugan's clerk, who then told Dugan, O'Donnell, who was first to break the story, alleged in an ex post. She alleged the defendant, now get this, no, she allowed the defendant, folks, this is where it gets crazy. Pay attention now. Smash that like for me if you would, okay? She allowed the defendant to hide in her jury room. Let me repeat that. She allowed the defendant to hide in her jury room. Okay. Quick poll for you and my lovely audience. Who is allowed in a jury room? I want to know, folks, like, you don't have to know a lot about the law. I'm no legal expert. But tell me, who is allowed in the jury room? Come on, Chad. I need this. I just, for the love of God, I want to see who knows this. Debs, you've got your answer. DD, you've got yours in. Okay, so a lot of you are commenting the jury. You are correct. There's actually one other person who's allowed in the jury room. Okay. The judge and the jury. That's it, folks. That's who's allowed in the jury room. I don't even know if the bailiff is allowed in the jury room. Are they? How many have been in jury trials? I mean, because the bailiff kind of follows that jury around everywhere. But are they? But basically, it's the judge, the jury, maybe the bailiff. Okay. The ICE agents presented their warrant to Chief Judge Carl Ashley, who sent them back to Dugan's courtroom to arrest the defendant. So the chief judge is like, well, you got to go to, Dugan's courtroom to arrest her. The FBI was notified about Dugan's apparent obstruction of justice and is currently investigating. Okay. Now, I saw somebody post on here that she was arrested. I think you're thinking actually of the New Mexico judge, but we're going to just double check because the New Mexico judge was arrested. I do not see anything about... Whoa. This just came out. Oh my gosh. April 25th, 9:41 a.m. So 20 minutes ago, you're right. She's been arrested. She has been arrested. Listen to this. Oh my gosh. Folks, if you can't smash the like now, just breaking. A Milwaukee County Circuit judge has been arrested by the FBI over allegedly helping an undocumented immigrant evade arrest, according to FBI Director Kash Patel. Right? Oh, I wonder how much it paid ABC News to report this, folks. Okay? This is so great because everybody's saying Kash Patel ain't doing anything. Forget she got arrested. Oh, yes. Folks, I tell you what, I have been so distraught over the news the last week. I'll be honest. I mean, I've seen a couple good things, but people, this is freaking... This gives me hope in America. Yes, we've always been asking, where are the arrests? Where are the arrests? So we've got one. We've got one. Oh my gosh. Listen to this. Wait. Let me read on here. I'm so excited I can hardly stand it. This is giving me the lift I need. The lift I need. The FBI has arrested Judge Hannah Dugan out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin on charges of obstruction after evidence of that Judge Dugan obstructing an immigrant arrest operation last week because she hit him in the jury room. The jury room. Woo! We believe Judge Dugan intentionally misdirected federal agents away from the subject to be arrested in her courthouse, Eduardo Flores Ruiz, allowing the subject, an illegal alien, to avoid arrest. Flores Ruiz was still arrested a short time later. Thankfully, our agents chased down the perp on foot, and he's been in custody since, but the judge's obstruction created increased danger to the public, Patel said. This is a developing story. Please check back for updates. Woohoo! Okay, wait, somebody super chatted me. Now I'm really excited. Look at this. Been a cop for over 20 years. 25 years. I'd love to be able to arrest a judge. God bless. Thank you, Brian. I'm going to heart that comment. Come on, why isn't this working? There we go. Oh, folks, I can't believe that this is like literally just this egregious violation. But wait, I got to get back to the original story. I mean, we're all excited the judge got arrested, right? Yes, yes, just yes in the chat if you're excited about this. That judge would be held accountable. Folks, we have district court judges literally telling the president he can't do anything at this point, acting like the executive branch of the government. You all understand that, right? You're paying attention to the news. Let me take a drink of coffee. I mean, I don't know if I need one after finding out that this judge got arrested by the FBI. Oh gosh, God help us all. I'm so excited. Folks, see my Lumberjack Logic mug? I'll get some of these up again on a merch store. But you really like those. Whoo! All right. Let me see. I can skip a bunch of this article, though, now. The defendant's attorney was made aware of the arrest and told Dugan's clerk, who then told Dugan. This is going back to the... I cannot see any of your comments anymore, folks. Did I just disappear on the stream, folks? I had no... I just hit to use the Wi-Fi data or the cellular data. Are you guys still out there? Am I talking to anybody? Because it looks like my stream had shut down on me. Okay, so, all right. Okay, I don't know what was going on, but something had happened to the stream. She's arrested, though. This is so exciting. So, but so this judge, if you just jumped on the stream, there was a break here. Okay, so the judge in Wisconsin, Hannah Dugan, hid an illegal alien in the jury room to evade arrests by ICE agents. Okay? And she was alerted by her clerk when the defendant's attorney was made aware of the arrest. The defendant's attorney told the clerk told Dugan, Dugan hid the perpetrator, the suspect. Okay? Oh, happy days. Thank you, Mountain Goddess. 2 judges arrested in the past 2 days. So little to big. So we started with, so just understand, the judge arrested in New Mexico was a magistrate judge. Okay, so we're talking lowest level former judge. But now we actually have a Milwaukee County Circuit Court judge. So we're going from little to big here, folks. Y'all get this, right? Okay, so 2 judges now arrested. Okay, I cannot get enough of this story. Oh, Lord. I tell you, folks, I don't know where you all are at, but I've kind of been, I've been doing this since November of 2020, trying to get the truth out, the things that the mainstream doesn't want to report, the actual powers of the executive branch that are vested in the president, and then the powers that aren't. Okay, so, in other words, the executive does not have the power to write law, like forgiving student loan debt. Joe Biden never had the ability to do that because you are literally talking about tax policy and law. This stuff comes out of the House and Senate. Now, if the House and Senate had said, hey, yeah, we can forgive student loan debt, the only recourse then would have been to go to the Supreme Court, right? And say, well, that's unconstitutional. And they would have to find measures in the Constitution that strictly prohibited that. But Joe Biden had no right to do that. Trump is simply using legitimate executive power. Anyways, I got to go down to the end of this article because this is where she makes her statement. According to O'Donnell, another Milwaukee County judge, Marisabel Cabrera, a former Democrat member of the Wisconsin Assembly, subsequently indicated that she would not comply with ICE warrants either, writing in an email to her colleagues on the circuit court. So listen to this. Now, this is before we had the arrest, so she might be changing her tune now, okay? So, but literally another judge, Marisabel Cabrera, where do you think Marisabel Cabrera, that sounds very Spanish. I wonder if Marisabel came here legally or illegally, because isn't Garcia out of California? Didn't he come here illegally at first? I don't know. maybe somebody in the chat knows this, and then but now he's a congressman in California. But this judge has said she wouldn't comply with ICE warrants either. And then she went on to say, my understanding is that the warrant presented was an ICE administrative warrant. If the proposed protocol is to accept these warrants, I find it problematic. In effect, the protocol seems to merely facilitate ICE arrests in a manner that is quiet and least disruptive to us. On the other hand, the protocol gives the illusion to the general public that steps are being taken in the courthouse to prevent ICE overreach. She continued, according to O'Donnell, in a time where we are seeing that ICE has made grave errors in arrests. Tell me, folks, what are the grave errors in ICE arrests? Have any of the ICE arrests been non-illegal aliens? Like, do you guys have a single story? I don't have a single story. I swear the mainstream media would be all over this, okay? Tell me, do you have a single story where we have ICE arresting a non-illegal alien? Help me out. Come on. I need to know right now. Anybody have that story? Because I haven't seen it. So she's saying that I find it problematic, okay? In a time where we're seeing that ICE has made grave errors in arrests. What? ICE arrests who? Okay, are actively making false allegations. What are the false allegations? No, they tried to tell us that Kilmar Abrego Garcia was a false accusation, and we go on to find out that it's even worse. And blatantly violating the U.S. Constitution. Folks, they got to stop this. The liberals have no love of the Constitution. None. And then they constantly talk about violating the Constitution and trumping a dictator and all this other kind of crap. You know what the bottom line is? They're not citizens. They are not citizens. The Constitution of the United States of America is written for the citizens of the country of the United States of America. I guess. But this is what this judge is saying. I have serious concerns about publicly giving the appearance that the protocol is somehow making it safe for folks to come to court when in fact they may still be arrested by ICE and deported to a brutal detention center in El Salvador. I don't know, how brutal is it, folks? I mean, Democrats are down there every day having Mai Tais with the perps. I mean, for 4 years, we saw Joe Biden leave a border wide open, bringing people in left and right. Never did we have a halt from the courts on the border. We never had it. And now when we're trying to get rid of people who are here illegally, it's a problem. And we've got to have all these special processes and procedures. Every criminal illegal now is supposed to get a case and be tried before a judge before we can get them the heck out of our country? Gosh, God help us all. Smash that like, not because this is good news, but because it's the real news, folks. So 2 judges arrested now, a magistrate judge, now a county judge. Woo! Let's see the federal district court judge. I want to see Boasberg, man. We've got all these connections between USAID, the money with the wives, the daughters, whomever. Let's see some arrests of some U.S. district court judges. Whew. This is like the greatest. I can't believe I got to, folks, if you just jumped on the stream, I was talking about this judge, and while I'm talking about it, breaking news, the judge has been arrested. The judge was arrested. Gosh. Oh, Lord have mercy. This is nuts. I can't even believe we're at this point in the country. I really can't. I really can't. Anyways, I love y'all. Keep fighting the good fight. I got to bring my kids to co-op. I got a 5K tomorrow. So wish me luck in the 5K. And thank you. For those of you, I just know that some of you, my lovely audience, prayed that I would get my elk tag. I got my elk tag and deer tag for Montana, and I got a deer tag and a pronghorn tag for South Dakota. And I'm still waiting on the results from Colorado. So I have different trips set up with my kids to go hunting. My one son just became a cop out in, 5K run, that's right. But my one son became a cop out in Rapid City, South Dakota, and so I'm going to go, he wanted me to go pronghorn hunting with him, and I was able to get a tag, And so I'll be out there, and then I always take my kids on a mule deer hunt in South Dakota every year, the younger ones, because they have a youth hunt. And so I'll be going out there, and then I've got a bow tag now I can use. And then I always try to just do an elk hunt in the fall, and then it comes in Montana with the deer tag on the combo tag. So, anyways, folks, this is great news. It is such great news. Again, please go support my sponsor, MyPillow. That's mypillow.com/lumberjack. And you can call the 800 number. That's, oh, by the way, if you're ever having a problem, I'm going to give you, somebody in my chat the other day said that they had been waiting for 2 weeks on an order. So they have the best customer service at MyPillow. They err on the side of the customer like nobody I've ever seen. So if you ever have a problem, I'm going to give you a customer service number for MyPillow. It's 1-800-308-1299. Okay. So the person who did not receive their order, you can just give them a call. It might be just caught up in shipping, but they will completely make that right. Okay. So they just do. That's what they do. So, anyways, I love y'all. Keep fighting the good fight. Stay true to the cause. It gets depressing some days. It really does when you watch what's going on, but we'll catch you on the next episode. Peace out, folks.